Here's why you want to get yourself off social media for the next 3 months, particularly if you are a female coach or online course creator. And in this video, I am going to talk you through what it would actually look like if you stopped social media for the next 3 months and what that actually looks like and what you should do instead. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do is to make sure that you set up a static profile. Now, if you are using Instagram, this is super easy. You are just going to create either a 6 or 9 grid profile, and it's static and it's going to look like one big picture. By doing this, you're basically telling the world that, hey, I'm here, but I'm not here, right? I'm not actually posting on social media. Now, you want to be a little bit strategic about this. You don't just want to put up some images and leave it at that. You want to take your people who actually go and find you on Instagram and you want to take them through a journey. Think of this like a mini welcome sequence. So every single post inside your 6 or 9 grid profile should have a journey that you take them through. So the images will display something, right? They'll show something, but in your actual caption, in the description area, that's where you get to provide plenty of content. Now you have 2,000 words to play with or 2,000 characters to play with. So it's plenty of information for you to provide, but keep it short and snappy, and then make sure that you point them to your email list, right? We want to get them somewhere because if you're not on social media, where are you hanging out? So the other part to that is to make sure that you also optimize your profile to point people to where you're now hanging out, right? So visibility is still key when you're off social media, but it now doesn't look like you having to play to an algorithm. So now you get to choose where you send people. Personally, I'm a huge fan of building an email community where I can speak to people every single day and not worry about an algorithm stopping me from being seen. I have a really healthy open rate around 50%, and that's really high for a business to business coach. So when you are setting this up for yourself, the number one thing that you want to make sure that you're doing is talking to your people like they are people so that they will open your email. Okay, so now that you have optimized your profile and made your profile static, we're leaving social media, right? You're ditching social media for at least the next 3 months. And you know what? I think you'll probably leave for good, but let's see how this goes. So, what do you do next? Well, the next thing that you're going to do is choose or continue to publish on your long form content platform. That is typically going to be a blog, a podcast, or a YouTube channel. It could also be something like Medium or Substack. If you're choosing to blog in those locations, totally fine. But now you're going to be a lot more strategic about what you're doing there. So I like to think about content creation through the lens of my offers. So none of the content that I create ever has no purpose, right? There's always a reason behind it. So when you are creating your long form content, the number one question that you've got to ask yourself is, why am I creating this content? And if you can't answer that, AKA, if you can't say, because it points to an offer or because it points to my email list, then why are you creating it? Like, seriously. This is the thing that we have to decondition ourselves out of when we come off social media, is that we don't need to create content for the sake of creating content or for an algorithm, right? We're not trying to get in front of an algorithm. We're not trying to make the algorithm pay attention. What we're doing is strategically creating content so that our ready to buy customers can find us and buy from us. Your job is simply to make sure that every piece of content that you're creating is optimized for a reason. What is the purpose of your content? So now that you have optimized your social media profiles and made them static, and now that you've got your long form content happening, what do you do next? Like, what does that actually look like? Well, my friend, I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with this, and that is making sure that your email list is clean and that you are consistently talking to your people. Now, I personally am on the daily email bandwagon. That works really well for me. It doesn't have to be that way for you, but I really enjoy writing. I really enjoy sharing things. So that is my personality. If you yourself don't enjoy doing lots of email or you don't want to do the daily, you can easily pare that back to once a week. But my friend, you're going to need to do once a week minimum, particularly as an online business owner. Your audience needs to hear from you on a regular basis. And if you're transitioning off social media, this has to replace that. And email is one of the best platforms to allow you to do that. So here is the easiest thing that you can do to get yourself off social media and being more visible in your email. And that is simply to repurpose those social media posts, right? You've got tons of content on social media right now. There is nothing else that you need to do other than go and grab that content and put it into your emails. Here's the thing about email. It doesn't need to be any different than what you've currently been doing on social media. It's actually super easy. So repurpose, as in, if you created a carousel post on Instagram, you've got a caption, you've got some images, you can break that carousel post down into 5 individual emails and use the same image along the way. So you can approach it that way. If you've done a reel, there is nothing to stop you from popping that link to that reel into your email. Or if you wanted to and you actually enjoy doing video, you could upload that reel into your YouTube channel. Right? There's so many different things that you can do, but repurposing is the easiest way to get started with more consistent emails if you're coming off of social media. So, those are the 3 things that you can do to get yourself off social media for at least the next 3 months so that you can test the waters, so that you can see what it actually looks like to be off social media and what it looks like with your audience. How are they engaging with you? What does that look like? And here's the thing, I actually think that you're going to find that this entire experience will change your mind completely about how your audience engages with you. So, if you also want to know more about what it looks like to make daily sales without social media, the video that is coming up on your screen somewhere here or here is going to help you figure that out. It's going to walk you through an actual daily cash flow checklist that is going to help you figure out what it might look like for you. So go ahead and watch that video. I will see you there.